Ad hoc Committee on Drug Education and Awareness, a presentation this evening for the Colton Buckley Foundation, and also a quick discussion on dispersing some donation money to local charities that we're planning to use the foundation money, that we have a balance of about $9,000 in it. So we're going to take some votes tonight on donating some of that money. So for tonight, member of the committee, myself as chair, Councilor John Turco and Councilor Rosignol, and all members are, of course, welcome to chime in. So with that, if I could have Todd Buckley come up and give a brief presentation on your race, your foundation, and talk a little bit about what you're planning to do and what you've done in the past, and tell us about past tonight.
For allowing me the opportunity to speak tonight about the 5th annual Colton Buckley 5K road race. Our race is held every November in Peabody at the AOH Hall. This year it will be held Sunday, November 11th at 9:30 a.m. Most everyone here, I think, has participated in the past, and we thank you for your support. And tonight, again, we'd like to invite you again this year. The race began in 2014 in an effort to raise awareness about addiction, stereotypes associated with addiction and substance abuse, having lost a child in 2014. All our money that we've raised is donated to many worthy nonprofit organizations who are also doing what they can to fight the endemic problem of addiction. The generosity from our community has been enormous. We're humbled by the support everyone has given us. Local establishments like Greyhawk, Treadwell's, our Peabody skating rink, Champions Pub, Analogic, and many more have been at the forefront of our efforts, and we can't thank them enough. The Peabody Police Department, Peabody Healthy Collaborative have donated a great amount of time and man-hours in making our road race and course safe for the public. And thank you again this year for giving us the platform to speak. We hope to open the dialogue and potentially find some solutions to this problem. I can't say it's any easier, but by bringing our tragedy to the public, we hope we'll help families personally affected by this horrible illness and remind people to show more compassion and understanding rather than shaming them and judging them. Last year, we teamed up for the first time with the Citizens in Transition from Peabody. The Inn is only one of 2 sober living housing programs in the state that can accommodate up to 8 families at a time. The focus of the Inn is the enrichment of the lives of the children. Without a safe environment, it's nearly impossible to live a healthy, productive life. The funds generated through the road race has allowed our foundation last year to pledge $25,000 over the next 3 years to help the Inn develop and build a children's enrichment center. The program is going to provide proper technology and computers, tablets, as well as a children's library. The children will be able to check out books, read, enjoy weekly story time in a safe, structured environment. Due to the success of the race, we are on target to be able to complete the full $25,000 donation 2 years ahead of planned. We also continue to support Learn to Cope, Foster Forward, an organization that offers programs to improve child welfare system. Donated over the years to the Recovery School in Beverly. And just recently, we have connected with the Boston Bulldogs Running Club, which is a running club that provides members with the opportunity to participate in a positive social and wellness program supporting recovery through running. The club is able to help countless individuals in bettering their lives. Currently, the club offers support to those battling all forms of addiction across Greater Boston. We're in talks with the club about opening a chapter here on the North Shore. This club also has a program that provides kids who are at a vulnerable age and have been impacted by addiction with a positive outlet for stress and a caring community of support from both peers and adults. It offers an introduction to wellness and physical activity as a lifestyle and an alternative to substance abuse. This year, as a special thanks to everyone, we'll be hosting a free pasta dinner at the AOH the day before our road race on Saturday, November 10th from 3 to 7. At this free pasta event, we'll have free food, Fred Wells ice cream, thank you, Tom, a large auction with sports memorabilia, sports tickets, all the seasonal baskets, many more. We'll have music, free massages from Elements and Sagas, and we're working on, with the Citizens Inn in Corey, about doing a pre-race vigil at 6:30. Kathy Day from Learn to Cope will be on hand providing educational material and outlets for those seeking help. We're also thrilled this year to have Narcan training available, which Sharon will talk about, I think, briefly in a little bit. Also at this free pasta dinner will also be an opportunity to sign up for the road race the following day, as well as a time for those who pre-registered to pick up their numbers. If you'd like to pre-register, you can at www.northshoretiming.com or at Colton Buckley, www.coltonbuckley5k.com. Again, thank you for the opportunity to speak again tonight. Hope to see everyone on the 10th, and also for those who can't attend on the 11th to walk. I know everyone has in the past. Unfortunately, I wasn't thinking when we scheduled it on the 11th. The Veterans Breakfast is also being held at 11. So we moved the race up until 9:30, or the walk till 9:30 in the morning. So we'll be cleared out of there, hopefully in time. But hopefully you guys are able to come, or at least to one of them, if not both. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity to come and speak to you. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you very much. So we'll hear next from Sharon, but don't go far because I know my colleagues will have some comments and questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharon? And if you could state your name, position, into the record, and tell us about the Narcan training, please.
Sure. My name is Sharon Cameron. I'm the Director of Health for the City of Peabody. And if I could, I'd like to just take a minute to introduce Emily Hatchwell. She is the new opiate program specialist who works on the regional opiate grant that Lynn, Peabody, and Salem share together. Emily's new. She's just been with us a few weeks, but right now she is reviewing best practices from other communities and will be putting together some ideas for programs for us to implement here in Peabody. So we have been working with Councilor Manning Martin, with the Colton Buckley Foundation, with Peabody Fire Department, and with Atlantic Ambulance, as well as the YMCA, to plan a few free community Narcan trainings. The first of which will happen at the pasta dinner that you just heard about on the evening of November 10th. So Atlantic Ambulance and Peabody Fire Department will be providing training at that event. We're also scheduling later in the month with the YMCA. They're doing a free yoga program for people in recovery and their families, and we'll be scheduling a Narcan training before one of those yoga sessions. And then we plan to have a training here at City Hall some night in December. We have not pinned down that date yet. We really want to promote the use of Narcan, or naloxone is the name. Narcan is the brand, but we want to promote that as widely in the community as possible. You never know when you may come across somebody who needs it. It's very easy to use. I read in today's newspaper that the governor signed a standing order which now allows anybody to purchase Narcan without a prescription. That's great news, and that will increase access, and it will increase the need for training. So between the trainers at Atlantic Ambulance, over at Peabody Fire Department, and my nurse in the health department is also a trained trainer. So we will be able to provide that training throughout the community.
Thank you very much. And what we had discussed is, and I talked this over with my colleagues as well, that you are able to get Narcan units for a discounted price, but it is very expensive, correct?
Yes, so we're able to purchase through the state contract. It's a 2-dose package of naloxone, and it's $75 for a 2-dose.
Okay, and what we had talked about was at the training to be able to have those that are trained take the units with them. So they'll get a training, and then if they wish to take them with them and have them on them in case they need them, if the occasion were to arise, unfortunately, they would have them and they'd be trained. So we had talked about using the drug foundation money that we do have for this, from this committee, to purchase 20, do we call them units? You call them units? 20 units, and that would be probably $1,500. So I wanted to open that up to my colleagues as for discussion. Councilor Turco.
Yeah, a couple things. First, I just want to say to you, Councilor Manning, that it's amazing what you've done with this committee in a short period of time, and I thank you for all the work you put into it. Secondly, you did share your ideas prior to this meeting, and I couldn't agree more. I think that's a great gesture and a great idea, and I'd be in full support of the Narcan. So thank you.
Councilor Rossignol.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I just want to echo what Councilor Turco said. This is a fantastic idea, and with the funds that you've already raised, I think this is completely appropriate, and I will be in complete support of this. This is amazing.
Thank you both for your kind words. I met with Lisa Buckley at a meeting, and she had said they've been, the Buckleys have just been so courageous over the last several years. They've really been out front and had the courage to really put a face on, a Peabody face on this epidemic and the loss that affects families. And she had said, when she was going through this, there wasn't anything for families. I mean, there's a lot for, and there could always be more, but there's a lot for the individual and trying to reach out to that addict. But as we all know, if the addict does not want help, you can't force it upon them. But she felt that it was difficult for her to find something for families. So as I talked to my colleagues on the subcommittee, that what we wanted to do this year with our donations is to have a family focus. So this training would be one step towards the family, and the Buckleys were kind enough to allow us to kind of join them at their pasta dinner in order to provide an educational community outreach in this regard in conjunction with the health department. So with that, if Councilor Turco, would you make a motion to donate $1,500 to the Peabody Health Department? Is that who we should make it out to? Yes, to the Peabody Health Department in order to provide the Narcan for the training at the pasta dinner.
So moved.
You heard the motion.
Councilors Rossignol,
Yes.
Turco,
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
So, Rossignol, did you also have a motion to make for a donation?
Absolutely. In that same vein, I would like to make a motion to donate $1,000 from the funds that we have directly to the Colton Buckley Foundation. So moved.
You heard the motion on the motion?
Okay. Councilors Rossignol,
Yes.
Turco,
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you very much. Not often that we're here to give out money, especially me. So I'm really enjoying this. So along the lines of providing funding for local initiatives and programs that focus on families and recovery, we also, as I think Todd had mentioned, the Citizens in Transition Family Sober Living I spoke to Corey Jackson today, and they would be more than welcome for a donation for that program. It's a Citizens in Transition Family Sober Living, and it provides Give me 1 second here, I printed off. Each family has a key to their own private unit, their own bathroom, kitchenette. The units are child safety proofed, comfortable, accommodate the average family size of 2 to 3 persons. 2 sober living programs units accommodate larger 4-person families. And also, it is co-ed. It serves single male and female parent household, 2-parent households, and pregnant women. And it provides child reunification. Additional family members are accommodated when that occurs, and a lot of programming and healthy living programs at that unit. So with that, Councilor Turco, do you have a motion to make?
I do, thank you. Move to transfer $1,500, to donate $1,500 from the City Council's Fund for Drug Awareness to Citizens in Transmission and Transition Family Sober Living.
You heard the motion. Roll call.
Councilors Rozignol,
Yes.
Turco.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
And lastly, also mentioned this evening was a new program offered at the Y, and it is, again, family-oriented. It is Families in Recovery, and it just began, and I spoke to the administrator there today, and it is, it's off the ground, it's popular, and it's gaining some momentum. Classes take place the first and third Sunday of every month. And the idea is to cultivate physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. They have Al-Anon and AA meetings, and then they regroup for physical and healthy wellness activities. And so that's been providing services to some families as well. And with that, Councilor Turco, do you have a, no. Tom, you're up. Councilor Rozignol, do you have a motion to make for $1,000?
I would like to make a motion for $1,000 to be given to the recovery yoga program offered at the Y. So moved.
You heard the motion. Roll call. Yes, it is for the Families in Recovery program at the YMCA.
Okay. Councilors Rozignol,
Yes.
Turco.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
$5,000. So we donated $5,000. I want to thank all the community members and my colleagues for the and the sponsors and all the individuals that helped out with this summer's fundraiser. And we will have it again next year. It is a long drive competition, but I have to ask you guys a favor. If any of you are all golfers, Tom, I know you are. Any other golfers here? When you empty out your golf bag this year, save the old golf balls, because we're going to add a ball drop raffle, and that tends to raise a lot of money, and it's a lot of fun, so we'll be adding that. So those of you at home, is this televised this evening?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, great. So those of you at home, when you purchase the new golf balls this year for Christmas or holiday gifts, when you empty out your bag, if you could donate them to the city, you can, I'll pick them up, because the more we drop, the more money we will make. This is going to be good. Yes, Dave Gravel.
Can we include all the balls I left there this year?
Well, I was thinking of sending out, to get all the balls that you left out there in the water, I was thinking of offering community service to high school students to go out and fish them out. That ought to get them several hours of community service, but yeah, good idea though. We'll send somebody out there. I'll get Peter Cronin to donate those. So, and of course, I was hoping to, true to form, was it? I was hoping for $4,500, but of course, Councilor Turco went over by $500. But that's okay. We still have a balance. So thank you very much for indulging me. Thank you, everyone, for your work. I'm looking forward to the pasta dinner, the Narcan training, and should be a good time. All right. Thank you very much. Motion to adjourn?
Can we just talk?
Oh, absolutely. Please.
Just have Todd.
Councilor Gravel.
Hey, Todd, if you don't mind. because I won't be running and taking the first place prize again this year. Although I was quite thrilled that I got a medal last year for being a walker in my age category. That's a plus. But I wanted to just say thank you to you personally. When Councilor Manning Martin said about courage, the courage to speak out about issues that impact your family. As you know, we had called you this year, and Greylock is going to be a major sponsor. Kathy and I had talked about it quite a bit and realized that the only way that people can come to realize the depth of the problem is to understand that it impacts every family. And my brother, who was killed by a drunk driver, was addicted to opioids for a number of years, prescribed, and pretty much split up the family, and fortunately had found a rehabilitation program and was able to come back, and then unfortunately was, after a year or two in recovery, was killed. But Kathy and I reflected on all the people in our family who've been impacted by the opioid crisis, and it really brought to light that there's more faces out there that are impacted that need to speak up like you have spoken up, and it's one of the reasons why we want to do whatever we can to support you and thank you for helping us find the courage to deal with the situation in our own family.
No, I'd like to thank you again for stepping up, and the whole council just over the years. It was a difficult decision, but with a little bit of self-reflection ourselves, we thought we were obligated to step up, and if we wanted to make any sort of impact and help other families who are going through what we were going through, we needed to, as you guys said, put a face in front of it. So, but without, I think, the support of everyone here and the encouragement of everyone here, I don't think we would have been able to do it. So I have to thank you, and for just the financial support too of getting our foundation off the ground. You guys have all been phenomenal, and we can't thank you enough. And I've talked to Ann and you yourself, Dave, over the last couple weeks, and about being the title sponsor this year, and that's what gives us a lot of the motivation to keep going and keep doing what we're trying to do, through your support too. So you're thanking me, but I think that you deserve a thank also, as well as you and everyone else here. So thank you.
Thank you, Todd. And thank you for sharing that, David. Councilor Gould.
Thank you, Councilor Manning Martin. Just real quick, Todd, over the short 4 years, what have you raised? How much money?
We've raised over about $30,000, $40,000. And like I said, we had pledged the $25,000 last summer to the Citizens Inn, and we were going to spread it over increments over the next 3 or 4 years. And just because of the success and donations and from people like yourself, we're able to reach that goal 2 years early. We're going to have enough money this year to pay the $25,000 and keep going with it.
Congratulations.
So, yeah.
Councilor Manning, you always do a good job of trying to rally the troop here, so you're going to do that before we adjourn?
Go for it.
No,
Go for it. No,
you're
Thomas,
the leader of this.
go for it.
You've always motivated us to come as a team, and I think that it's important as a council to support an organization like this, but the camaraderie that develops was just outstanding, and you do a good job of that, so thank you for doing that. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Other councilors? Okay, with that, as Tom said, if we can all walk again as a team, as a group this year, and also extend the invitation to the school committee and the light plant and any other elected officials, library trustees that want to join us, we'll be walking. I'll be walking. I won't be running. we'll be walking in the race and as a team. So please join us. So thank you again very much.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Thank you so much.